Outlaw Edge. So today I'm going out to the shop and I'm gonna finish putting that water pump back in. We got all the parts. They're sitting here next to me on the seat. I got my family here from California and stuff having a blast. So we got some other projects we're gonna do later. Got a late start, had some company this morning and everybody's starting to show up on the property or whatever. But I'm gonna haul ass out to the shop, try to get the water pump put on. Might not do it all, but if I need to, I'll do a third video on the water pump installation. But we'll see what we can get done right now. If it goes smooth, we'll see how fast we can get it done, whatever. And then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna help my stepdad. We're gonna build a grill so he can do some barbecue ribs, so we can all have dinner and stuff. I think he's doing it tonight. I'm not sure. My sister's coming in. Sorry about that. I hit the button on my camera. My sister's coming in from like St. Cloud, Minnesota. So her and her boyfriend and family will be here. So it should be a blast. And then we got a whole mess load of Heidi's family showing up. So we should have a lot of fun. We got a lot of trailers and campers and all that stuff starting to show up. And so I'm at the shop now. So I will go ahead and shut this camera off and then try to get the, wow, I just realized something. It's gonna be a problem. There's a whole bunch of dirt that they, or like AB or whatever you want to call it, that they dumped for the driveway in the shop. And I forgot it's right in the front of the doorway. So when I get the truck done, I probably won't be able to get it out. I'll probably have to have somebody come out here and help me, just so I can dodge the big hills. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get in the shop, start getting these parts open up and installing parts or whatever, and I'll kind of take you guys along on the ride. All right, so I'm all set up, and I just checked the parts we got the parts, I believe she got them from Auto Value in International Falls, and they usually do pretty good when we get parts from like O'Reilly's and stuff like that. It seems like they're always wrong, and I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just trying to be honest. But the water pump looks right. I have a thermostat gasket and the bolts, and then the new gaskets for the water pump. I've got my antifreeze, and I'm also going to change the oil. So I got the oil and filter for the motor, and then I have the top and bottom radiator hose, and that's all set up. And I'm sorry for the poor lighting in here. I have this real bright light behind me, and then the other lights in the shop. This shop is not like our other two shops. This shop is really dark and kind of, it's like a cave in here, but it's fun to work at. It's a real cool, old, nostalgic shop, so it's kind of a blast to work in here. It's got the lift and everything out here, and it's nice to use that too. So, but anyways, the lighting sucks, but we're gonna do with what we can. So I kind of wore a bright shirt, so it'll help out a little bit. Hopefully that'll help out. And I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around, and then I'll show you what we got going on. All right, so right now I'm taking the thermostat housing off the old water pump, and it's a 10 millimeter socket. I'm gonna do this kind of quick. I was kind of hoping this would be a video where I wasn't rambling on, where I could do kind of a tutorial and not talk too much, but it kind of didn't go that way. So take these two bolts out, pop your thermostat off. Oops, sorry about that. And then you have an O-ring and a gasket. Pop the thermostat out of there. And obviously you got the spot for the O-ring right here, and then the gasket on which is gonna seal up your thermostat housing. And you have this rubber deal here, so this one's obviously not gonna need the O-ring. And pop it back together. And you can see in this thermostat, there's like a little tip that sticks out here, and that lines right up in that little nub sticks right in that hole right there, or in that little cavity. And this piece is coming off a little bit, so I'll do it again. All right, well, I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. So, oh, there it went, good, we got it. All right, then we got the gasket. Drop that on there. And I do not use any silicone or anything. And you know, everybody prefers different ways, but one guy might say, hey, you need silicone on that. Another guy might say, no, you don't need anything. So it's kind of whatever you prefer, I think. And then I got the thermostat housing on. I'm putting in the 2 bolts, and they have 10mm heads on those. And the new bolts come with the kit. And these, you don't need to tighten these real tight, just snug them up. You know, they don't need high torque or nothing like that. Make sure they're snug. And the next thing we got is on the top of the water pump, you have this idler pulley. And I'm gonna bolt this on here. I'm gonna move this camera just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And that's the 2 lugs that are on the top of the water pump there. And these have a 15mm, you'll need a 15mm socket to put these on. So I will grab that real quick. And the idler pulley, you wanna make sure and check that idler pulley to make sure it's not bad. And I've already done that to make sure it's not you know, wore out or whatever. You know, if this is the time to change the tensioner or the idler pulley and the serpentine belt, you know, while you're doing your water pump. And that's why I said, you know, I'm gonna change the motor oil and stuff too. Might as well do it now. The truck is down, so just typical basic maintenance, you know. And then after this is done, I will get the water pump set up so I can put it in the truck, and I'll show you how I do the gaskets or how they're set up to do that, and I'll be right back. So this is one of my pet peeves too, is, you know, a lot of times I see guys putting these bolts back in looking like this. Focus. And I'm having trouble with the camera in here. It's real dark. But anyways, you can see all the crud and the junk that's on there, and this corrosion and antifreeze and everything else on these bolts. These are the ones that shove through the front of the water pump into the engine block. And, you know, you want to make sure those are nice and clean, because they also have to make a seal so that they don't leak antifreeze. And especially, you know, especially clean them. Is that a word? Especially? You want to make sure that they're real clean right here, so that they make a good contact against the front of that water pump, which is aluminum, and then it goes into the engine block. So I'm gonna take these over the wire wheel. I don't know if I'll take you guys over there with me to show you what I'm doing, but I'll put these on the wire wheel, and you wanna make sure you wear safety glasses when you do this, and I'll get them clean. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean these bolts up on the wire wheel real quick. Put some glasses on. And the wire wheel will clean them like this, so they're super smooth, so that this edge right here won't leak when you get these into the water pump. So I'll go ahead and shut this off. I'll get these all cleaned up real quick. All right, the next thing you gotta do, put your gaskets on the water pump, shove the bolts through the water pump, and then put the water pump on the front of the block. I just broke my camera, so I'm like kind of screwed up right here. I can't really show you because the front facing camera broke. The rear facing camera that faces me, it's working okay. So hopefully I won't have any problems. Heidi's coming out here to use our other camera right now, and so she could film me, and then we'll try to finish up the job, and then we'll paste all this crap together. So sorry about the inconvenience, but at least we're trying. So I got the water pump hung, and the bolts are tight, and the idler pulley's already put on there, the tensioner pulley, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, tensioner pulley, and then the thermostat housing. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up the hoses and stuff, but she'll be here with the other camera in just a minute, so I'll wait till she gets here. All right, well, the boss just showed up. So Heidi's here, and she's filming me right now. And I'm sorry, but my camera's jacked up. Like I said, my towards me camera's working, my away from me camera's broken. Dropped my phone in the river, and we're gonna have to just make it work. So I got the lines on the bottom of the water pump. Those are both on now. I got the bottom radiator hose on the water pump and to the radiator. That was a pain in the ass. I got the serpentine belt back on, and to get it all the way on, all you have to do is pull the tensioner, put the belt on like this, and it's already wrapped around where it needs to go. Let go of the tensioner. And I know a lot of people know how to do this, so it's kind of a tutorial to kind of show people how to do it that doesn't know how to do it, if that sounds right.
That sounds great.
And then the only other thing we have to do now is get the top radiator hose in, and it's like 14 feet long.
You guys, and I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get decent angles here so you can see what's going on, and I hope I'm getting them right so you can see well enough to know what he's talking about.
So I'm going to take these stupid lame ass clamps off that I hate.
Didn't we buy a special tool for them?
Yes, we did, and I just broke it.
Oh, no.
So it's all right, I got it fixed. I made it work. So
okay, that's cool.
So these guys are off, and is there a cord charge on that? On the
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I might want to look at the receipt to make sure, but doesn't mean there isn't on some of them. You know, you find the weirdest things that have core charges, and it'll surprise you sometimes. So always watch out for that. Good push, babe. Hi. He caught me right after I got done working out. Oops. Sorry, I hit the thing.
So I had to steal 2 clamps because I'm not using these damn clamps back on this
Oh,
hoses.
okay, on the new hose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I see they are pretty quick to change if you have the right stuff. But sometimes on the side of the road, if you have to, because this repair gets done on the side of the road sometimes. That's not something you generally have.
So that clamp tool that I have, I just went to use it a minute ago, and the little lock nut obviously wasn't tightened all the way, and it's been acting up. Like every time I go to use the tool, the handle keeps pinching me. And I was looking at it, and the nut fell off. So I crawled around in the antifreeze underneath the truck and found it and got it to work. So
that's kind of a question for people to weigh in on, is like, you know, which hose clamps do people like? Because
yeah, what clamps do you like? Do you like this style, or do you like the style?
the kind that I swear a lot about, like a lot. I mean, they have their purpose. Don't get me wrong.
Or do you like this style?
I don't want to be a hater, but they just, yeah. We'll take those off, and I'm sure we'll use them on something because a lot of people want the stock stuff on their vehicles, and we'll reuse it. We'll cycle it or something. Am I getting you? Can you see it?
I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're gorgeous.
You break the camera.
You're gorgeous.
So I'm gonna go ahead and hook this hose up, and that's about it. I'm gonna probably cut this video short because there's not really much left to do. Pour antifreeze in this thing and check for leaks, and let it warm up, let the thermostat open, and drive the hell out of it.
But that's kind of stuff that people should maybe see, though, because some people don't realize that there's, like, I don't want to call it like aftercare, but you know, some people think you can just hop in and start driving, that you don't have to wait and check anything.
Yeah, you should fill up the antifreeze, let it come up to temperature. Obviously open the garage door so the exhaust is going outside, and you know, make sure it's full, and then burp the system, let it cool down, top the system off, and then you could drive it.
That's a pretty good explanation. I don't think you need to watch all that.
Yep, and I don't want them to watch
Do
all
you
that.
want to show them putting my rest of my truck back together? Because there's something missing.
No, there's just well, I will show them how to do the fan real quick.
Okay. I'm so happy you're doing this. I miss my truck. Would you stop tripping on stuff? Is it good?
First, I lose my phone in the water yesterday, and I almost fall on my ass. So these are, I believe these are, wait a minute, let me check before I say that. I think they're reverse threads, but all you got to do to get the fan back, or the fan clutch back on the pulley, is spin it on, and I think it goes backwards.
I
can't
believe
remember. Stupid ass hose is in my freaking way. So see, I should have put the damn fan on first.
Note to self.
Yeah, it is not reversed, so it goes this way. There it goes. And that's all you gotta do is now that the pulley is locked in with the fan belt, the serpentine belt, you can go ahead and put the fan clutch back on and just spin it on by hand like this. And a lot of guys like to start the motor and stick it on there, and I'm not gonna be that guy.
They what?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, I've seen a lot of shops do that, and I think they're stupid.
Tell me why you would do that.
Because you're trying to show off and get your arm caught in the motor. There.
They obviously weren't worn by their mothers to keep their hands and face out of the fan. Oh.
All right, anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Give us a thumbs up. I'm sorry this was kind of a screwed up second video that we did for the water pump. Got bad lighting, and I mean, kind of everything goes on right here.
How about that?
Everything went on today with this whole mess because like I said, I dropped and broke my camera. But I appreciate Heidi coming out here and doing this. I'm gonna get out of here. Give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions or anything like that, leave them down below. Hit the bell and all that good stuff. And I will get my camera fixed as soon as I can for the next video. Thanks for watching.